Hello everyone, and welcome to Hoard of Tales Women in Gaming Month EU Happy Hour, hosted by Free League Publishing. Links to our sponsor and Hoard of Tales Vason One Shot are in the chat, as are links to our charity this month. EU Happy Hour is a special event for UK EU TTRPG players to connect and play together on Twitch, although I am not currently in Europe, but hey, it's fine. I am Anya. My pronouns are she, her, and I am your storyteller for this Candela Obscura chapter, The Circle of Glass and Vapor. Clockwise from me, let's have Sakaya go next.
Hello everyone, I am Skaya, my pronouns are she, her, and today I shall be playing a Ruby Lock, burlesque dancer and cabaret singer.
Yep, perfect. And then Astaroth.
Hello. Hi, I'm Astaroth, pronouns she, her, and I will be playing Ethiobara, she, her, my weird little bundle of sunshine, who is also a seer. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Michelle is out today, so she's sadly not with us. But then Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren, pronouns they, them, and today I'm playing Dr. Alma Stonebridge, pronouns she, her, herbalist, here to cure what ails ya.
Okay, so as always, just before we begin, and so everyone is aware, this game may contain elements of psychological horror, stalking, serial killers, mind control, minor drug use, and in this episode, carnivals slash fun houses, and all of the creepy things that are involved in that. Your mental health is important, and at the end of the day, it's just a game. You can always turn it off and come back to watch the VOD another day, so no worries about that. And that's all of the announcements. So with that, shall we begin assignment number 41.2, Hunger in the Working? The Carnival of Dreams is a triumph by most accounts, sandwiched in between the steel and red lamp districts for pleasure seekers and folks from all walks of life. The Newfaire Herald shared Newfaire's excitement over the incredible feats on display, proclaiming it a roaring success in a bold front page headline. On a warm Saturday afternoon, when the carnival is teeming with guests, the strong man is in the midst of lifting an immense slab of metal a worker from the steel brought him when he collapses to the ground, unable to lift even a finger. A child and their mother walk through the dollhouse tent, filled to the brim with dolls of all sizes and shape, to the point where you don't know where one's body ends and the next begins. I think I'm finished, Mummy. Can we go now? The child asks, and their mother smiles and takes their hand to lead them out of the tent flap they had entered, only to discover that it isn't there. There are no tent walls or ceiling, just a sea of dolls staring out with their unblinking faces. The acrobat in the big tent smiles and waves at the audience down below as she takes off on her swing, looping once, twice, and then leaping off to grasp the swing on the other side, only for the ropes to lift the swing up and away from her reach as she plummets down amid a torrent of screams. We open now on a sunny afternoon in Groundswell at the office of one Dr. Amanita Stonebridge. For once, there are no patients being tended to, giving Amma a moment of respite. How is Amma looking today, and what is she doing?
Alma is looking well. She, when there are no patients around, she does a quick bit of inventory, see what she needs, sees what's running low. But she tends to interrupt herself in the inventory if she's looking around and sees a plant that looks like it might need a bit of watering. So she goes and tends to that and then remembers, oh, perhaps I need to write down my notes from today. And so she goes and does that. And eventually there's just a scattering of paper and random plant bits and seeds across her desk. Eventually, she settles down amidst the chaos and calms her mind for a moment. And she's going to reach into her desk and pull out a little notebook that she has, and she begins to write in it. And if someone were to look over her shoulder and see what she's writing, um, you would see it start Ronnie, and then it begins to detail um, the little group I find myself in has somehow survived another outing. Miraculous, I know. Just little things like that. Nothing that speaks directly of Candela, but just writing a bit of notes. It mentions Lucinda, it mentions Ify, but not by name, just descriptions of them. And then it gets to Ruby, and the tone gets a bit more worried, but she then says, "You two would get on like a house on fire if I think about it for long. I wish you were here. You would let me know what to say. You were better with words than I was." And then she just closes the book and puts it away.
Okay. And amid the chaos on your desk, there is a note from one Lucinda that arrived this morning saying that an important text of Old Fair history was just discovered and she would be busy for a while. She didn't know if it would be a couple of days or maybe a month, but she is going to be doing all of the research and is very, very excited.
Strange girl. She closes up the letter and tucks it away as well. Something to inform the others when I get a chance. And then begins to try to tidy the mess that she has now made for herself.
And I would say, in the midst of your tidying, there is a knock at the door, and Ify walks in.
Hello?
Oh, Ify. Welcome, dear.
Hi. Oh, I thought that I would just, come and see you today. And Ify will kind of walk into your office, and you see that she kind of runs her hands along the wall as she steps in. And you can hear the clack of her cane as she kind of maneuvers into the room. How have you been?
I've been well. It's not been very busy today.
That's good.
How are you doing? She says with great suspicion.
You can kind of see Ify do like a little shuffle in place, like a child that just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar after hours. And she just kind of holds her cane a little tighter. Well,
Is something
so
wrong?
no, nothing's wrong. It's just that I have made a new friend and she is amazing. And I love her dearly.
Right.
She's so darling. But is this private? Is anyone, do you get interrupted much?
No, one moment. And she'll get up from the chair, switch the sign to out of office, close a blind. It's as private as it's going to be for now. If you have something you need to say, I am willing and open to
I
hearing.
made friends with a ghost.
I'm sorry.
I made
Yes.
friends with a person who is no longer alive.
Right.
And I
Okay.
haven't told anyone in Candela yet, apart from yourself, but I know you're good at keeping secrets.
Well, yes, but it's part of... I'm so sorry. When did you become friends with a ghost?
Oh, how long would you say it's been? the storyteller?
I would say it's probably been a couple of weeks at this point. So the assignment from last time
Mhm.
has been a little while since that point.
Okay.
So you've noticed that this ghost, she still can't recall details or information.
Mhm.
And where before she was, no pun intended, like a little flicker, like she would come and go,
Mhm.
she's started to latch on a little bit. She's able to maintain a little bit longer her connection
Mhm.
to the world, to Newfaire.
So it's probably been almost a month, maybe more
Um,
than.
a month.
Don't be mad. She's just
I'm
so
not
amazing, and
mad. I'm very concerned that you have had a ghost with you for a month and told no one.
well, I was going to tell someone, and then I started talking to her, and it was just very nice. And
Mhm.
then I was like, well, maybe I don't have to tell anyone yet. She's a bit out of sorts. And then um, that then turned into I'll tell them tomorrow, and tomorrow then became a month. So now I'm here because I realized that I should probably tell someone, and I didn't want to get yelled at. So I told you.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm not going to yell at you. We can start there. Um, and this ghost hasn't asked anything of you. I must admit, I'm not entirely certain of how ghosts work in general. So I'm just going by your intuition here, dear. Um, it hasn't asked anything untoward of you. You haven't done anything for it.
Well,
D-
heavens no, other than keep her company, or she keeps me company.
right. All right. Okay.
I may have, I may have brought her with me.
You brought the ghost here
I did. Isn't that
into
wonderful?
my. Uh, Lovely. It's lovely. Um, I'm going to make myself some tea. Would you like some tea? I
I would
think
love some
we
tea.
could both. Yes, tea would be a solution to this.
And as you say that, you turn to go make some tea, and you see this faint glow come to life near the tea set. It's just a wisp. There's no form to it. There's no, like, you can't see who she was, but it very clearly is, oh, hello there. This is a phenomenon. This is a ghost that's just chilling. And you can see that the glow tries to go towards that tea set, and then realizes that it can't do anything and stops.
Oh, Alma seeing that, I think her brain switches a bit from abject confusion to a bit more curiosity. Now seeing that it has something of a manifestation here.
Mhm.
Oh, hello there, spirit. Um, Evie,
Yes.
does she have a name?
Well, that's one of the issues, and one of the reasons why I came to you is that she doesn't exactly remember anything from when she was alive. So no name as of
I,
yet.
s- I see. And she only speaks to you through your connection to the greater unseen magics of this
Well,
world.
we've only really had each other to speak with, so I'm not sure if she can commune with others who might be sensitive to phenomenon.
I don't consider myself particularly sensitive. Perhaps Ruby. Oh, but Ruby's maybe she might be in better spirits. Oh, is it?
Better spirits?
Never mind.
Was she a bad spirit?
No, not bad per se. She seemed to be having a difficult time with things.
Right.
It's fine. We will take this step by step. The first step does still involve tea. So forgive me, kind spirit. I'm going to just and she like tries to not push this spirit away if it can be pushed, but just kind of maneuver around the space of it. Just kind of looking at it, getting a measure of size, shape,
Yeah, and
texture.
this glow does like shift back to let you pass. And as you come close to it, you know, have you roll something?
Sure.
Let me grab the character sheet that I have stuck in here. 'Cause that makes my life easier. I'm gonna say roll sense for me.
Sense. I got nothing in that. So.
You have no sense?
No. I said I'm not particularly sensitive. I meant it.
Hey,
Can I
you know what?
assist?
Sure, how would you like to assist?
How would I like to assist? Do I know that you're trying to gauge something about the spirit?
You would have seen like yes, like genuine curiosity, like she's well, I just realized you wouldn't see, but you would feel like she's trying to communicate in some way.
Okay. I think Ify will kind of navigate her way towards you and will just kind of try and place a hand where she feels your flicker is. Just to try and give you that additional boost and assistance.
Okay.
And I would say, just in case there's anyone who's watching this who hasn't watched the first one, can you describe what the flicker is to Ify?
Ooh. So the flicker is how Ify, who was born blind, kind of sees and navigates the sensations of spiritual energy. The flicker is like the representation of a soul. And for Ify, it's like a will-o-wisp, a mote of light. And she kind of uses that to help her get a sense of things.
Okay, so perfect. Are you spending a drive to help Amma with her
Yes.
roll button?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm going to spend my own drive, so I'll have
Okay, so you get 2
die.
extra dice. Oh,
Yes.
do you have 0 in sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so you get 2 total dice then.
I just hope it doesn't start off as poorly as it did last game.
I don't know if it could.
Okay, I got a 4 and a 1, so mixed success.
Yeah, a mixed success. It's really hard to like you've never encountered a spirit, a ghost before. It's just not something that you deal with. And so as you are kind of looking her over as best you can, you notice that as the two of you got closer to this glowing thing, this entity, it got just a little bit brighter. Not enough to take shape, but there was a slight difference. And this isn't something that Ify would be able to sense. It's just slightly brighter, slightly stronger. It feels like maybe there's a little bit more of a tether here, a little bit more of a connection when it's closer, when she's closer to living, breathing people.
Ify, I'm not certain if you could feel that in any way, but it seems like this, like the spirit responds to our proximity. Like if we're closer,
Right.
it shines a bit more. I'm not sure if that reflects in its. Does it have a flicker as well? If it's
Yes.
just the soul. Right. Of course, because that would make sense. Sorry, I'm just a bit flustered that you brought a ghost into my.
You said you wouldn't yell. You said you wouldn't get mad.
I'm not mad.
I have brought you a friend.
I'm
Everybody loves friends,
exceedingly-
right?
I'm exceedingly entertained, to be honest. I'm not certain what Candela would do with this, though.
That's what I was a little worried about.
Right.
I don't really know what they would do with her, and I've grown quite attached.
I see.
You know, outside of Ruby and yourself and Lucinda, and of course Brenwyn, I don't really talk to many other people. So outside of you all, this has been a nice change of pace, and I would like it if she could stay around.
Right. Well, I will keep your secret for now. I guess it's our secret now. We'll have to bring the others in. Perhaps not Bronwyn.
No.
But we will have to tell the others, is she planning to come with us long term?
You sound concerned.
Well, I'm not sure. The things that we face, you must think it. It is very possible. I'm not sure
Well,
of the veil and the proximity of a spirit to another creature, if it might corrupt it in some way.
Very true. And
all things to consider. All things.
May I just say that, outside of everything, your office is absolutely darling and spacious. And looks like very nice, like a very nice place to host a very lost spirit.
Oh, you planned. Okay. We're going to discuss this when Ruby is here.
Yes, we should probably tell Ruby. Ruby won't yell, right?
I don't know what Ruby is going to do, and I'd rather not get your hopes up. So,
Okay.
I think.
Speaking of Ruby,
Yeah.
so the two of you are you've prepared the tea while talking, because you can do that, and go figure. And you're just like setting down everything at the desk when Ruby, how do you enter Ama's office?
The Ruby hasn't paid any attention to the fact that the screen is down and there's a sign saying closed. The door just bursts open. Ruby kind of like stumbles in. She's got arms full of shopping bags, shuffles in with her heels like clicking on the floor. There are so many sales in town today. Look, I've got this little bonnet for you, Emma. Isn't it, darling? And I found, and she's just like shoves all the bags on Emma's desk, and there's her bottles that fall over everywhere. And look, these little pearl earrings for you, Evie. They are so sweet. And then she sort of stops and looks at you both.
Hello.
What's up? The two of you look like you sensed a ghost or something.
And as you say that glowing entity comes over, and Ruby, you see this for the first time, and Ama, you notice as it starts to expand a little bit more, not fully like taking on the silhouette, but it's almost like seeing someone's shadow like backlit very brightly. Like you can see roughly the shape of a body, but not fine details.
So it is proximity to people. I don't know what we can. Maybe if we. Oh, Ruby. Uh,
I think as you say, like, oh, Ruby, Ruby's just been staring because it's very similar to the shape on the wall from the first session.
You're
She's
not
been looking at
wrong.
it.
Yeah.
Cut to Effie going like, will she yell or something? Ruby just suddenly goes, ah! Just like staggers backwards.
Ruby, it's fine. I think it's
Guys,
fine. Yes, Effie has brought a friend, and the friend is spirit shaped.
okay. Okay.
We're,
I didn't get anything for a ghost.
well, I wouldn't have expected you to, dear. You're taking it rather well, so I'm very pleased.
Is that tea?
Yes, it is. Would you like some? I
Hmm.
have this lovely honey blend.
I'm not sure if Ruby is calm right now or in denial.
Ruby's absolutely fine. Takes
Col-
the tea.
column
The
A,
teacup
column B.
shaking, like clack, 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 clack.
Takes the top off a little whiskey hip flask and pours a bit of something extra in it. Right, so a friend,
And-
Effie. What's their name?
She doesn't have one. She doesn't quite remember how she died and doesn't have her memories, so
Oh, that's fine.
Alouette. You hear the ghost say.
I think the
My-
spirit spoke to us.
My name was Alouette Weaver.
That's a beautiful name.
I don't. I can't remember. Why do I remember my name now? Are you? And you can see the ghost's hand, just a shadow, kind of reaching up in the direction of Ruby. Who are you?
I'm Ruby Locke. Pleased to meet you.
I know the name Ruby.
Oh, well, I'm really quite famous now. You might have seen me sing at the Fair Play or Macy's Daisies or...
I can't. And you can hear in her voice that she's still very confused, very uncertain of things.
Does Alouette Weaver ring any bells with me?
Would you like to roll a focus for me?
I mean, not really, but yeah, sure.
And anyone who wants to roll this can.
Oh, it's a 5.
A 5.
What was the roll again? Sorry.
It's focus because it's to remember.
I got a 6.
A 6. Okay.
and I got a 4.
Okay. Alouette, you can't recall anyone specific. It's not a rare name, but it's not common either. It is like a couple of Alouettes. You especially Ruby, you would know that there are several in the Red Lamp District because it's a very beautiful name, and so some people use that as a stage name or otherwise. But the Weaver part is what throws, like, I would say that Amma knows a couple of Weaver families. Weaver itself is, it's one of those names where, it is their profession. And so it has become their name. And like, even if it historically was the family's profession, that name stalking was passed down. So I would say that Amma, you know a couple of Weaver families who are in the groundswell. You haven't heard anything about someone who has passed on, though. And for Efi, as much as it was a mixed success beyond being like, oh yeah, Alouette is a very beautiful name, you don't know anyone specific.
Mm.
Well, I know of a few weavers, but I don't think I've heard of any deaths in any of their families. You said it was a month that you've been with this spirit, Evie?
Yes, just about.
I mean, if it happened a month ago, it might have made news, but I likely wasn't paying attention.
Well, it's good that you remember your name.
I wish I could remember more.
One step at a time.
It's taking time. There are little bits and pieces, fragments that I don't understand, little flashes. Maybe the bigger picture will come. I don't know how long that will take.
Patience, it's fine. You've got all the time in the world. And then she realizes what she said and just
She gives a little laugh at that, and it sounds very musical. Her laugh. Very pretty.
we must help her remember.
Certainly. Tempered by the idea that this spirit is just gonna stay in her office. Now, Amma is going to look between Efi and Ruby. Well, if you would like to go around and see if there have been any surprise deaths in the last month and a half in any Weaver families, that is an idea. We could trawl records, but that could take a while, and getting permissions, and I feel like there would be something significant that would have had to happen. Is that how spirits work? Is it something very significant that happens and then they manifest and don't rest? And she's kind of like talking to them, but also like talking to herself and trailing off into this strange kind of just wandering about the room, kind of like trying to figure out why this ghost is here.
Well, it really depends. Sometimes, when someone dies, they haven't had a proper burial, and so there's a technique called the breath binding technique, and when a corpse isn't, breath bound, the spirit can escape and wander lost for an incredibly long time. And sometimes spirits roam when they have unfinished business. So it could be either or.
Fascinating. Alouette.
Yes.
Is there something that you would like us to do?
Not that I know. I just know that when I'm around Efi, when I'm around you, I suppose, I feel stronger. I feel more me. Maybe that's why I remembered my name. I don't know. I remember pain. I don't know why. I don't know what happened.
We will find your answers. Promise.
Thank you.
Of course. Don't worry. I guess we're going on a bit of a walkabout.
I think you're right. Let's look into weavers.
Also, just a reminder, this is a secret from Candela. So, just in case it wasn't obvious, and you decide to tell someone.
You didn't tell me that.
Oh, apologies. This is a secret from Candela.
Okay, sure. But every time Fairlight looks at me, you know, with a stare he's got. Okay.
Theron's lovely.
I didn't say he wasn't lovely. He just stares a lot. It's a stare that you can't lie to. I can't.
Well, then maybe we don't lie. Maybe we just don't say anything. Right? That
We
doesn't
have a new
count as
friend.
lying.
She's called Alouette, and we can leave it there.
Yes. Doesn't need to know specifics.
I mean, we
Right.
don't need to mention her at all, really.
Now,
Unless he
this
asks a
bonnet.
very specific question of, did you make any new friends recently? And then we have to be like, well,
Yes.
I met this person named Alouette.
In the event that Fairlight asks us if we have made new friends, we shall speak of Alouette, but only Alouette and not the fact that she is deceased. All right.
You all look stressed.
Which is
You brought a ghost in my house.
You said you wouldn't yell.
I'm not yelling. I'm not yelling. I'm very calm. It's just
And
not a lot
how does
I could
Ruby
do
look?
for a dead person.
What, expression-wise?
Yeah.
And how does Ruby feel?
Do you know what?
Ruby feel?
After the initial shock, this is now it's just exciting because it's another puzzle. It's like, oh, we know her name, and we know she must be here for a reason. It's like, good, let's get our teeth stuck into this. Almost as a way to like not think about the fact that there's a ghost following her around.
I think we'll launch into trying to find weavers that are missing someone.
Okay. Is there anywhere that you would like to go first?
Mm,
I mean, do we know of a particular part of Fairlight that, you know, has like a weaver's district? You know, sometimes you have
The Newfaire, not
Fair-
Fairlight. The name is very
Fairland.
similar.
I'm just
in the
Newfaire,
Fairland.
Fairland. Hail.
yes, there. You know, sometimes artisans, you know, kind of group together, don't they, on a particular street or something. So.
Let's find out. Chat while I look through the book.
Right, let's see how this bonnet looks on you then. She ties it up underneath you. That is a picture, Emma.
Oh, thank you, dear. I don't much go for bonnets myself, but you know, I could start.
Ruby's face is like, the smile has kind of gone slightly. She's looking at it and then she sort of unties it. She goes, no, that makes you look a lot older.
Oh, no.
Rude.
I appreciate your honesty.
Let's see. I would say actually possibly in the steel itself, because there is a almost like an outdoor market area. So I could see that being a possibility. It's the Scrimpney Market. Local market. It has like industrial parts and things like that, but I would say that there's probably like an expansion like section that is for kind of more, oh, you need sturdy, really well-made clothing that isn't very expensive. You need like things like that. There's always, it doesn't matter if there's a theme to a market, there's always going to be some little offshoot sections. So I could see the Scripany market being part of that. So it could be a place to go.
Amma will say, well, I think I've treated at least one weaver from the steel. I'm not sure how many live there, but somewhere we could start.
Ruby downs her tea. Let's go.
Adventure.
Adventure.
And new friends.
And a new friend. Are you coming, Alouette? Was she? Can she, for outside?
You can stay here if you wish.
In daylight, I don't think that it's safe. Won't people see me?
This is very true. It might be best for you to stay in here. For now, at least. If we find more information, we'll bring it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course.
These are my most capable friends, so you're in good hands.
Ruby flushes a little bit at that.
It feels like you're excluding Lucinda from being capable.
Oh no!
No, Cinda's very capable. It's very capable.
No one
Lucinda,
tell
forgive
Lucinda. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
So,
Okay, to the steel.
Script market.
So, as you are heading in that direction, I'm not gonna look at the map. It's it's a bustling area, all different sorts. But as you are walking along the streets here together, you start to notice large signs pasted onto the sides of buildings, talking about the Carnival of Dreams. See the sights from Newfaire and otherwhere. Amazing feats of skill and strength, games galore, and all different kinds of things, just scattered all around. Just very typical carnival-like posters, basically. And as the three of you are walking along, two people start to walk in step with you, side to side. One of them is Taryn Fairlight, his cane clicking on the sidewalk, walking along. The other is one that you have seen before. She comes and goes, but you don't tend to interact with her much because she is from the OUP. Oh shoot, I forget the name of it, Office of Unexplained Phenomena. They are like the bureaucrats of Newfaire who know about the bleed, but their methods are more sweep it under the rug, make people forget, and make it disappear. Farah Naftali has raven's wing black hair. It's neatly coiffed, and her gray uniform obviously marks her as a member of the OUP. Oh, of course, I had it literally right there in my face, in front of my face. Office of Unexplained Phenomena. She is just kind of glancing at the three of you. Looks over to Taryn. There's a case. Phenomena that would probably be helpful in your jurisdiction rather than ours.
Good day to you both.
Hello there.
Evie's trying not to swear.
I don't know if you've been to it, but the Carnival of Dreams, interesting things have been happening there. We had to, and she looks at Taryn and he says, they shut it down, claiming that it's a gas leak that caused some problems. We all know that's not the case. Farah here thinks that we might be better suited to take care of it than the OUP. She kind of gives a little and winks at him. You know me, I don't really care for some of the things that we do, our methods, and thought perhaps it might be better should your circle take care of it.
Oh, delighted for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
It's a shame we don't get to see the carnival, like, in its full glory.
This is true. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going as sightseers at the moment. We don't know what is happening in there right now, but over 100 people are missing at the moment, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
100?
100 people?
It's a lot of people.
At least that was the count that we were able to see at the ticket gate.
What happened?
How long?
It was earlier this morning, and we heard a scream, and then there was no one walking around. The grounds are empty. The gates are barred. We didn't do that. And it seems that something a little bit fishy might be afoot. I won't lie, it might be dangerous. We have no way of knowing what's in there. But Taryn insists that your circle is capable and able to handle this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How long's Lucinda doing her thing?
It's difficult. The letter was rather long.
Well, of course it was.
So much, but so little at the same time.
It wouldn't matter that it's so long if you could read it as quickly as she speaks. But
It's true.
anyway, I think we are more than up for the job. We'd be happy to take the case. We can add it to our other case for our friend. She spins to Mr. Fairlight. She's completely ordinary.
He raises his eyebrow at you. I need you to roll something for me. It's absolutely going to be a sway.
Would you? I don't even know if Evie can assist.
Cannot even help you.
I mean, Ruby's all right at sway. I might use my street smarts
Mm-hmm.
and burn an intuition drive for cunning.
Okay.
So it's 3 dice. With a gilded die.
Okay.
However, my highest die is a 5.
It's
No
a
ones.
mixed success.
Mm-hmm.
You see the cane tap, tap, tap on the ground. And he gives you a look. Right, your friend.
We really
Interesting.
should be heading towards the carnival now. I
100
think it's,
people, yeah. That
we should
sounds
really.
quite urgent.
And Farah just says, the sooner the better. Stay on your guard. Bring what you need. Be safe. Hopefully I'll see you on the other side.
Well, not on the... Right.
And she just laughs and wanders off. Taryn, meanwhile, he kind of rubs one gloved hand over the other. And you notice him wince slightly as he does that. And he says, be safe, whatever it is that you get into there. That many people don't just disappear without cause. If it's something truly dangerous, if you need to get out, do so. Your lives are much more important than any phenomenon.
Thank you, Mr. Fairletser.
We'll endeavor to do our best.
We'll be safe.
I know you will. Best of luck. And he gives you all a nod and wanders off, whistling a little tune.
See, I told you, it's that stare. It just makes me... No. And Ruby strides off ahead.
Darling,
I'm going to need
you
a
need to
new
get your
plow.
resolve. Just strengthen your resolve just a bit more when it comes to Taryn. All right. The carnival.
Sounds fun.
Fun is not the word that I would use. It sounds like a time. Regardless. Let's see. And yeah, if it's not far, I think we'll just beeline for it. We'll head to the steel later.
Yeah, and it is between the red lamp and the steel. And Ruby, you absolutely would have been hearing about this from any of the patrons who go to the Fair Play. Yeah, so they are chatting about it and how amazing and beautiful it is, and all of the different games of chance and things like that, that it was truly a sight to see.
Yeah, I'm probably like regaling them with the stories that I've heard and how excited I was to go and see it. And now we're not going to be able to, but still.
Mm-hmm.
So with there being no people around, like I think Farah said like it was barred, the entrance was blocked. Is there a way that we can see to get inside anywhere?
Ruby pulls a hair clip out.
Entirely
So,
legal activity.
when you get to this carnival, you see that it's taken up like a very large market area that usually is used for like actual markets rather than a carnival. But this is a special occasion for a limited run. And you see a large gate that is probably 10 feet, like the fence is 10 feet tall, wrapping all around. There's the big top, and there are probably 10, 15 tents all kind of surrounding it. And you can see the ticket gate completely empty. And you see the gate, which is only probably about 5-6 feet tall, is wrapped up in chains directly behind that ticket gate.
Perhaps your skills will come in handy, Ruby.
Yeah. Ruby's looking at that huge padlock and thinking, I can give it a go. Knowing full well that it was just complete luck last time.
Uh-huh. Let's see. What did I have you roll last time for this? Sleight of hand. Hide.
Hide, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to spend a drive. Let's just see what happens.
I love this face.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got a 1 and a 2 on the gilded die.
No.
Well, if you spent a cunning drive, then you get that drive back.
Oh, what? Spend a drive for that roll, or for?
No, if
Uh,
you had previously spent a drive and you had one drive missing, you would be able to bring it back, but it has to be in cunning.
Okay, perfect. We'll do that.
Yep, because you take the gilded die, and when you take the gilded die, then you get a drive back in
Okay.
that section.
Okay.
So as you go to pick this lock, it's a hefty padlock. Are you wearing gloves? Okay. So as you are going to try to finesse this, first of all, you break your hairpin as you're trying to do this. It breaks in the lock, but also you feel something reaching out to you, kind of almost like it's an enveloping your gloves, reaching up your arms, this sense of cold and despair. And you are going to take a bleed mark.
Well, I mean, we're what, half an hour in? I should think so.
As this wrenching sense of like despair and frustration, and it's absolutely overwhelming for a moment.
I think Ruby leaps back from the lock. She's kind of like staggers back. She shakes her hands. Her eyes are kind of wide with shock. She
dear,
looks at
are
the
you
two of you.
okay?
That's not right.
It's
That's-
not. Pulling out the bleed detector.
Those chains are filled with bleed.
I made improvements.
Oh, it's glowing so nicely.
You added LEDs in the little.
Oh.
I love that.
But
Bleed
yes.
detector.
That makes-
Absolutely.
Ruby. Oh, wash her hands.
All right.
Farah did say that they did not chain the gate. Where did the chains come from?
Right. Well, the physical won't do it.
As the bleed detector is on the gate currently, the
Mhm.
chains are giving off bleed. How about the fencing and the gate itself? Would that be climbable?
They are not. They are perfectly normal. The gate itself is half the height, roughly, of the fence itself. Like they are less concerned about people trying to climb up a kind of a gate that shakes a little bit. The fence itself is much more sturdy and less guarded, typically. And it's not like straight up and down bars. It is like a weaving intricate pattern. Something that feasibly you could possibly climb.
Ruby's looking up the 10 feet. We can do that. I perhaps should have changed. And she kind of like takes her heels off, ties them together, throws them over her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what I had in mind for today. All right.
I may need some assistance.
Yes.
Of course. Ruby, perhaps you should go first. The bleed, is it
Mhm.
just on the chain, or is it on like, does it go
It's
past
the
the chains?
chains and the lock itself.
Okay, so nothing on the fence around.
Nothing
Alright.
at all on the fence. You don't see anything at all in that area. Nothing in the ticket booth.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
All right. Ruby, if you go first, I'll give you a boost, and then we will help Ify over, and then I will figure it out.
Right. Okay. So, is this a hide?
No,
No,
this
is
would
a-
be. It feels like something in nerve to me. Navigate, so move.
Uh-oh. Not
Well, I mean,
control?
since I'm physically helping you. I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you a thingy. A thing?
Give you a drive.
Drive. That's the word.
So this is move I'm rolling, right?
Yes.
So if armor gives me a drive and I have 0, how many dice is that?
It is one die.
It's 1 die.
Mm-hmm.
I have no drives to spend.
Oh no.
It's
I
my
love
turn.
that expression.
It's my turn today.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
What was it?
That was a 1, and I have no resistances in there.
So, plus side of this, remember your circle move, your circle ability in this together. In this together. So, both of you get to get back a drive of anything in any of your choice. Whatever you have used up, you can regain 1 drive in that. Because it is a failed roll.
Perhaps I should take my nerve one back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Given it's my only one.
So, would you like to describe for us what the two of you are trying to do here? And how it goes wrong?
Ruby's got her heels, like she's sort of tied the shoes together. She's got them like slung over her shoulder. I think she's in like sort of sheer tights kind of thing, and she's scrambling up the fence and her feet keep slipping and Alma's trying to sort of like hoist her up.
Yeah, I think Alma's trying to get like a good enough grip on, and eventually like her hands fully slip off of Ruby's feet.
And we just land in a heap.
Yeah. You land in a heap. I would say on that failure, it's not hard enough to get a body mark, unless you landed on your tailbone. She says her tailbone hurting right now. But it's because I have to slouch in this chair. It's fine. So no body marks here, but as you both land in a heap, Aoife, you hear this and you can see the flicker of them like falling.
It's I'm assuming the climbing didn't go well.
Yeah, about
Not the best.
about us helping you.
We'd offer to help you up, but I have the strength of a rice grain. So
I'm going to give myself a mark on pride.
And as the two of you are slowly getting back up to your feet, you hear a as the chains release and the gates open.
Oh, that's not ominous at all.
Of course not.
maybe this is a friendly entity.
I think we've hit our quota of friendly entities for the day. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah, but then you're suggesting that what we are owed is an unfriendly one. And
I don't like the idea of that, frankly.
I'm not suggesting we're owed anything. This day is going very strangely.
I link my elbow with Aoife and slowly start to lead us in, I think. But I would like to be very aware, trying to look around. And what kind of time of day is it? Is it still relatively light looking?
It's in the afternoon at this point.
Okay.
There are people who had previously come and like tried to get into the carnival, and they see that, oh, the gates are barred. There's no one around. Oh, it must be closed today, and they just didn't announce it. Sad, but whatever. And word's gotten around, and so there are maybe some people occasionally walking the streets around this area, but none of them like bother to come over. None of them are like trying to get in, anything like that. And as the three of you walk into the gates, you hear the rattle of chains as the gates close behind you.
Oh,
More
dear.
and more ominous.
So,
Huh?
looking around this space, It is, as Farah said, seemingly deserted. There's trash and bits of debris blowing around, and you can smell the scent of food that has gone bad, like burnt sugar and things like that.
As if things were left running and the people just suddenly disappeared. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Really like
Right.
Candy Plus.
Well, perhaps when it is up and running, we'll see about that.
I'm so curious what could make so many people disappear all at once.
So I have
Mm-hmm.
a thing. I have a cult researcher. If I try and see if there's anything I've ever heard about masses of people suddenly
Mm-hmm.
vanishing, I'll take a brain for it.
Okay. So this requires no roll, correct?
Yes.
Just get a mark on brain.
Important
brain.
occult detail that you recognize from your studies but has not yet been revealed in the scene. And then if there are none, I will clear a brain mark. But
Okay. So I'm going to say, save that thought.
okay,
No brain mark yet.
I will save it.
Yeah.
But I do have the bleed detector still out,
Mm-hmm.
ready and prepared.
Yep. So looking around these tents here, you can see that there are signs on display on all of them saying what's in them. You see a sign for a fortune teller, a dollhouse, a burlesque show, the strongman, sword swallower, and many, many others. There are stalls that have games of chance that just lie abandoned. And you see those food vendor stalls, oh God, I went to French. What's Barba Papa in English? The wispy sugar, spun sugar.
Candy Floss.
Yeah, candy floss in the UK. It's literally called Daddy's beard in French. Love the French. Anyway, so yeah, you see like that's where the burnt smell is coming from, as there is a stick in, and there's just things are starting to burn in that area. Like someone was mid making something and it's like exploded and expanded and it's latched onto a hot surface nearby.
I think I would like to turn that off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just while we think.
Before it
Yeah.
all burns down? Yes.
Easily doable. You don't need to roll anything for that. It's like, how do I turn off this burner? Oh, okay. Done.
Ify, can you sense anything? Do you know where we should look first? And I read out like the tents and sort of
Yeah,
slowly move
Ify
you around with me. Sorry.
is gonna try and see if there's any kind of trail marks of the flicker that have been around or are around.
Go ahead and roll sense for me.
Okay. That is a 5 on my gilded die.
Okay. So a mixed success. I would say in this case it is very faint. So it's not a strong sense of the flicker here, but as you are kind of walking through the space, there is almost like trails of where people have been coming and going, and there are so many of them all around. And then you realize everything in the tents themselves is glowing with that sense of the flicker.
The tents. I can feel remnants of the flicker in the tents.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, it's
excellent.
everywhere, but
Oh,
that's where it's concentrated.
all of the tents.
Every single one, some stronger than others. The big top, absolutely.
So where more people disappeared, perhaps the stronger the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could start big and work our way down.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Let's head for the big top.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Oh no.
I feel like
Guys,
that's
let's
a
go to a
poor
smaller
decision. Yeah, let's go to the burlesque tent. Let's go to one of those instead.
You make your way to the big top. And as you do, you start to see that bleed detector is glowing brighter and brighter and brighter.
With that in mind, is there any way that I could roll survey to try and just be, very aware as we are approaching?
So you're searching around, trying to see if there's anything amiss. There's plenty amiss, but
Sure.
specifics.
Okay, that is a 6.
Hey.
Nice.
So as you're walking along here, looking around, you see a large, grown man's shoe that has been left discarded on this pathway here. And you see dropped food. You see all different kinds of signs of people rushing away from something. It's not clear. But the closer you get, you realize you're hearing voices. You're hearing cries and, please, I don't want, why are you, what is this? All different voices, and you hear it the loudest coming from the big top.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're still in trouble, and Ruby might sort of hurry forward rather carelessly to the...
Careful.
Ruby, plan.
But they're in... okay,
Yes.
quick, but they sound like they're in danger.
Yes, and if we go in without a plan, we're going to be in danger too.
Ruby rubs her healing wound from the previous mission.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a couple of weeks at this
Okay.
point, so it's
More-
healed. It
more
might
just-
still be a little like memory sense of pain.
The memory of her rash decisions, I think, is more what's going on there.
Mhm.
Could
So, go ahead.
Ify try and, because Ify has some divination tools,
Mhm.
which for Ify is kind of a cluster of soundless bells. But when she rings it,
Ooh.
she can hear them. And she's going to try and use that to kind of see if there's any malevolent presence in the big top. So though it doesn't sound like the bells are doing anything, Ify can hear when it rings, which is typically the sound of like a gong.
Okay.
If there's something dangerous or nefarious near.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you have to make a roll for that?
No, it's just a
An ability?
tool that I have.
Okay. I'm going to say, if you want a little bit of extra info, roll sense for me.
Okay. That is a 6.
Hey, okay. So you pull out these soundless bells, and they begin to gong, gong, gong in your ears. And you feel this sense of overwhelming despair coming from the big top. There's definitely something malevolent in there.
There's something very dangerous in there.
Right. Okay.
So we need to be very, very careful.
Even though Ruby touched the chains, she kind of looks at you, Evie. Did it feel like despair, like there's no hope?
Overwhelming.
That's what I felt. You're right, Alma. Let's be very quiet about this.
At the very least.
We'll tiptoe through. I mean, do we all want to go in through the main door, or do we want to? Shall I try and crawl under the tent a little way around, just to have another angle at it? I do not want to split it.
So the big top has the one main entrance.
Main entrance, and there's also a staff entrance on the back, like the carnies can access.
Okay. That might be a better way. I'm just worried we're going to launch in and it's going to be something huge.
I'm all innocent.
I'm so sure.
Hmm.
I think Ruby nods at your suggestion, though, that if we go in through the smaller back entrance, that maybe at least we can perhaps be a little bit more discreet, even if it's no further away from danger.
I mean, the gates opened for us,
Yes.
right?
Who knows, we're here.
Yes.
I'd just rather not walk into a waiting mouth.
Why is it always
I
the
am
teeth with you,
so
Alma?
sorry.
And she just starts walking
so
down the tent to the
sorry.
rear entrance.
It's just it happens. I'm so sorry.
Come on.
I guess we go to the side entrance.
Okay. So you make your way over to the side entrance, and you kind of duck in through the tent flap. And this is just like one of those aisles leading in, one of the larger sections, but still there are risers all around, and there are people in them. They are cowering, they're crying out, they're looking around, but you can tell that they aren't seeing anything. They all have their own things, like moments, whatever it is that they fear most. And they are all not in pain, but terrified of whatever it is that they're seeing. You can see in a net, there is a woman who very clearly is a carny, who is just splayed out, looking up, breathing heavy, and screaming as if she's falling. And I think that's a great place for us to take a break.
I think you're right.
So we will be back with this game of Candela Obscura and see what happens to the Circle of Glass and Vapor next. Who knows?
So much
But
trouble.
reminder that all of the links are in the chat, all of them. Thank you to our lovely, lovely sponsor, Free League Publishing. And we will see y'all in 10 minutes. So have a good one. Bye. Oh, hi, we're back. Just in time for all of the circle of glass and vapor to come across an entire big top at a carnival filled with people that are terrified and screaming. And they don't know that the investigators are there. So what do y'all do?
Sorry, everyone.
Ruby,
Go
darling.
on.
How near are the nearest people? I take it there's some of the audience members, aren't there, as well? Though?
Yeah, there are probably the majority of the people who are missing are in here. I would say that there's 45, 50 people in the audience.
I mean, essentially, Ruby would, I think, just rush to the nearest person and just sort of, like take their face in her hands and sort of like, "You're okay? What's the matter? You know, snap out of it."
Yeah, and it's this kind of middle-aged man with hair kind of slicked back but disheveled, as if he was like running his fingers through the hair and saying, "Get them off of me! Get them off of me! What is what is going on? No, no, no!"
There's nothing here. Stay calm. Please look at me. Focus. I'm just trying to get through, basically.
Go ahead and roll sway. It's going to be nigh impossible.
I'm well
now.
aware of this. Yeah,
Yes.
and you know, Arma, Efi, you know, please feel free to pull Ruby away. It's absolutely fine. I have a gilded die. Yeah, let's say that's a big fat fail.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to take the gilded die. I will take the 2 instead.
Well, 1 to 3, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, it's all failure. So you can take the gilded die if you need another
true.
drive back.
Yeah, because it's not like a really bad one, is it? I will do.
Yeah,
that.
no, it doesn't matter 1 through 3. It's all failure. So, as you're trying to make him snap out of this, he starts flailing. Like there is nothing there. He does not recognize that you are there. Whatever it is that he's saying, "Get them off of me," he now thinks that you are them and lashes out at you, like shoving you away, making you fall to the ground and smack your head, and you're going to take a body.
That's fair.
As you hear a slight crack.
Oof.
Okay.
Alma would rush over.
Yeah, we're not getting through to them, Arma. Not like this.
Clearly, let me see your head. Should just start seeing if it's an open wound.
Yeah, the back of her head is bleeding.
It's fine. There's not much in there. I think we should.
I love you so much.
I think we should perhaps get away from this and try and work out what's causing it. This feels I feel vulnerable here.
That's one way to put it. Alma will help you up and then head back to Efi.
Is everything okay?
We're taking a moment outside.
Okay. Good. The screaming is disconcerting.
It's a lot. It's a lot of noise in here.
So
especially, I would say, for Efi.
Yeah, I think regrouping, Alma's gonna try our best to patch the back of your head. Yes, I'm very sorry, dear. Next time, just maybe we don't run right in.
Okay.
I'm not trying to reprimand you when you're in pain. However, please don't do that again.
That's okay, Emma. I understand. And Ruby has her fingers crossed behind her back because she knows
I am behind you. I can
Oh.
see you do this. That's great. Like, what
I
are
said,
you doing?
There's not much in here.
That was great.
Oh my god. Beautiful. Oh.
Other than
So-
the head injury, are you okay?
I think so. Yeah. Let's try a
Okay.
smaller tent.
Yes, maybe starting large was an error in judgment. Let's see if we can start small.
But listen, he was screaming like something was attacking him, like something I think he thought that maybe I was, which is why he pushed me away. But they're scared of something in front of them that they can't see. Something must be controlling this.
But where could this entity, this thing, where could it be?
It wasn't Daddy's beard. I switched that off.
I'm so sorry that my multilingualism got to me. This is how it actually shows up. You forget words in your native language.
It's great. You didn't
So-
see anything in the big tent, right?
Just a lot of screaming people.
I'll admit
Okay.
we didn't look for long.
Admittedly.
Let's start with something a little more smaller, more manageable, and then hopefully we'll find something that can help.
If we head back into the central area, can we? What was the list of the different tents again?
Yeah, so they're like near the front. There was a fortune teller's tent. There's one called Dollhouse. There's a curiosities burlesque show, the strongman, sword swallower, and other scattered ones.
We could peek our heads into each one, start at the fortune teller, and work our way around, just to get an idea to start with.
Okay.
Sure.
I will trust your judgment and guidance.
Oh.
I am trusting your judgment and guidance.
just a small. Oh.
I like that all of us had that. Are you sure about that? Beautiful.
If you believe in your friends hard enough, something good's bound to happen.
Ooh. Okay.
Ruby will confidently lead the way to the fortune teller then.
Okay. You peek into the fortune teller's tent, and it's one of the like rather smaller ones. It's like the size of a very small studio apartment, basically. Very, very small. And don't you love me measuring it in something that is not units? I'm such an American. Anyway, so you peek your heads in, and you see the what's clearly the fortune teller is just standing in the side of the room, terrified, looking around, and all of her cards are lashing around, whipping around the tent. And there is someone cowering on the ground. They have a slice on their cheek as if from one of the cards, as they are just swirling around in a frenzy.
Pull the door shut and look at you, Emma.
Yep.
Nothing in there but a blizzard.
That's one way to put it.
I'm going to need a different description than that. Just generally.
Fortune teller's cards, they're flying around the room.
Wait, there's a physical thing happening.
Mm-hmm. And I pull the doors open again.
That's very different to.
The other ones.
Is the fortune teller reacting to the cards, or are their eyes unfocused, like they're looking at something else?
her eyes are unfocused. She's
Okay.
like looking around, but you can tell that she's not looking directly at the cards. She's looking at something else. And
Okay.
she's like hands up, like she's trying to placate something.
Okay.
She's not
And
saying
then
anything, but she looks terrified and she's like doing this.
okay. And the other person in the room is
Unconscious.
unconscious. Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. That's the first not awake, frightened person.
Hmm.
Hey, I can do more about the unconscious one. Ify,
Yes.
there are cards currently flying around the room.
Mhm.
Is there anything that you can sense that is controlling the cards separate to what's happening to the woman that is currently cowering away
Ify will
in
kind of
this small space?
Ify will kind of try and use her sense and see if there's anything in there as she pokes her head in.
Go ahead and roll sense for me.
Six.
There's nothing in here. Although that's not quite right. You don't sense anything, and then there's a shifting, a tether of something as you feel that sensation of it sinking down and away and disappearing from the tent. There's still that line, that tether connecting it, but whatever it is gone.
So there's not a presence in the tent, but its influence is still
Exactly.
okay.
Whatever is causing this is still being controlled, maybe passively, you don't know, but there is no entity in this tent.
So, good news. There's nothing here spiritually, but its influences still affecting the space. That might be it. I don't know if there's a way to stop it without stopping the source.
Well, let's see. Maybe I'll have a bit better luck than Ruby did. And Alma will go into the room and
Be
Okay.
careful.
I'll try.
So this is like think of the cards like a snow globe that's been shaken. They're swirling all around in this tent. So I'm going to need you to roll a move for me as you
Great.
try to navigate and not get struck by a card.
We're all
Actually,
so
many
good at
cards.
moves.
You got this.
It's worth
Well,
one.
5 and a 4.
Okay. A mixed success. As you are dodging and weaving, you are about to get to the center where this unconscious person is without getting struck by any of these tarot cards when one suddenly like slices right across your chin. And so you're going to take a body, as this is a very deep cut, much deeper than you were expecting it to be.
Right.
And you like jerk a little bit with the motion.
Alma's just going to put pressure on that, but continue to try to reach for this fortune teller. So if she manages to make it there, I think Alma is going to. She doesn't have a better plan than this. As much as she says, like, make a plan,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
she doesn't have much of one.
Okay.
I think she's going to, because she has, the fortune teller has her hands up as if she's backing away.
Yeah.
So I don't want to embrace her, because that might be the wrong move. But I want to see if she can, like, try to comfort her in a way. Maybe touching an arm or like hair, something that she can reach.
Okay. So, first of all, once you're past the cards, it's almost like you're in the eye of the storm. There's nothing in the direct center. It feels more like it's meant to contain or keep people out rather than actually attacking in this moment. You reach out to this woman's arm, and the moment that you make contact, she like jerks, but she's still not seeing you. But she does react to you.
Okay. I think seeing that, Alma will say, "It's all right. It's all right. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. If you can hear me, just reach your hand out. I'm not going to hurt you."
I'm going to have you roll sway, and I'm going to tell you right now, you need a 6 for this to be able to do anything at all.
I'm gonna spend drive to give myself 1 die because I have nothing in sway.
I better get that 6.
Let's see.
Yeah, you've got this.
Don't say that. I got a 6.
You got a 6?
I got a 6. I will take a picture for evidence.
Please do.
That's great.
Let's go. So as she like jerks away and you say this to her, there's something in her movement that she can't see you. She's still cowering from whatever it is that she is seeing. But you see her hand kind of drift off to one side as if like searching.
Alma will make contact.
And she like death grips your hand.
We're in the eye of the storm. I can't lead her out of it.
No.
What can I do?
You've done what Amma does so well and offered her comfort. I still think you need to get to the crux of what's causing it.
Yeah. Okay. I think Amma, just having this contact, Amma is going to say, the things that you're seeing, whatever it is, it's not real. You're not there. I'm going to try to help you. For now, don't leave where you are. I'm going to come back.
You're muted, Anya.
You muted.
Yeah, eyes go a little bit wider. Thank you. There are trains and stuff. And she just gives this tiniest of nods as she's like staring straight at whatever it is that she's seeing. Like she doesn't fully trust that it's not there because she can see it. She can see whatever this thing is, but she can hear you. She can feel you. She can't see you, but you feel more real to her. So she'll trust you. Rolled a 6, but she is still very, very scared.
Amma is going to give her hand a bit of a squeeze and then, I don't know, try and army crawl out of this tornado.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna have you roll a second time. Your
Okay.
5 from before applies here, and you don't get hit again. The one body was enough, and you have just this kind of nasty slice on your chin now.
Yeah. Once she's out of the wind, she's gonna treat it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that
How did it go?
went. I managed to reach her a bit. She could hear me. She could respond. I couldn't break through what she was seeing. It seemed. I don't know. It seemed true to her.
Do you think?
I think the only. Go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking. Do you think that is she being affected by the space, or is she, as a person, being affected by this entity? Because maybe if we remove her from the tent, she won't see it anymore.
It's possible, but there is a whirling dervish of cards in there, and they're very sharp, Evie. Very sharp.
Right.
Perhaps in another tent we could find someone to try that on. This one is a bit of a no-go right now.
Oh, well, you know how sometimes the signposts that they put outside of shops and stuff are made out of wood? Do you think you could
Yes.
find one big enough to use as a shield? Maybe it could cover you both and you
Perhaps.
can bring her out.
Do I see anything that looks like a sign big enough for a shield here? I mean, it would all be.
Like the signs on all of the tents are about this big. They're
Yeah.
very small.
I don't see anything like that around here, Ify. We would have to leave the carnival, I think, and I don't think we have time for that.
Right. Okay, well, as long as she's currently okay.
Seems so. I told her not to move, so as long as she stays in the dead center, should be fine.
Okay. Maybe we'll find something elsewhere.
Ruby looks to the next tent and reads, dolls. Well, that sounds harmless.
What was that?
Dolls, that sounds harmless.
Nope. Nuh-uh.
That's the one tent we avoid. No, thank you.
Ruby, do you try to open the tent flap?
Yeah.
You open the tent flap, and there are just doll arms that they're all reaching out for you and trying to grasp you.
Quickly try and like, okay. Not harmless. Not so harmless. I'm never going to want a doll again.
I'm assuming that tent wasn't fun.
Let's look somewhere else.
We have the strong man, the sword swallowing, which I actually, considering what happened with the cards, I don't want to consider what's happening with the swords. So let's try another one. So it was GM.
Yes.
It was the strongman, sword swallowing. Oh, the burlesque tent.
Yep, and a
Burlesque's never hurt
curiosities
me.
tent as well.
And a curiosity. Okay. We could try the burlesque tent.
It's never hurt me.
I'm sure it hasn't. Fine.
I'll link arms with Efi again, and we'll make our way
Mm.
over, because I think it's the opposite side, is that right?
Yep. And you make your way into the burlesque tent, peek your heads in. There's no one in here.
Can Efi do her scent thing? Just
Yep. I'll give this to you for free. There's no sense of anything in here.
okay.
And I will say you are aware that the whatever it is that happened, the phenomenon,
Mhm.
happened mid-morning, noonish. Maybe there
Okay.
wasn't a show going on yet.
Mm.
I mean,
Well-
I don't know if we're just putting off the inevitable, but if the Big Ten is where all the people are and where the majority of the energy is, then maybe that's where it is.
But we still know absolutely nothing about this thing.
Agreed. You got some kind of sense of a tether that went
From the
Did you get-
tent elsewhere.
Did you get a direction?
Was it towards the big top?
Interestingly, no.
Curiosities.
Curiosity killed the investigators.
If it's in, does it go to curiosities?
Does she even know?
Mm.
No.
Well, should we peek
Yeah.
in curiosities?
There might be an item causing this. All right, curiosities. Just to avoid swords.
You are valid. So, peeking your way into the curiosities tent, you see that there are any number of like display cases and things. I won't go into details, but you know what curiosities were in carnivals and things like that. But they're also like artifacts and so on and so forth. The largest display case is empty.
What's the label?
The label reads, "The albino laughing lemur." An old fair curiosity.
Albino laughing lemur.
I don't see anyone doing much laughing here.
No, it's very much the opposite.
Can I have a quick look around, just in case, it just happens to be under a table somewhere?
Just in case.
Just in
Sure.
That's a 3, so...
3. It's actually fairly dark in this tent. Shockingly, again, no people in here. But rather dim, all things considered. Amma, would you like to use your ability?
Sure. I'll take a brain.
Here we go.
Mm.
And I was about to spray, but anyway, yeah, let's do it.
And this is why I needed the book.
Oh boy.
So, the albino laughing lemur, you recognize this because Lucinda was talking about it along with her research and what you've done in your research as well. This is something that was uncovered from the Lily Spire Labyrinth in the Garden of the Gods in Old Fair. It was a long dead thing. It was something that they found there that the explorer Miriam Takashi found in the labyrinth. And she brought it back up and it was studied. And then eventually they ran out of things to do with it. And so it was sold on to a private entity. The private entity being, it seems, someone connected to the carnival.
Alma will relay that to the others. Just kind of rub her forehead a bit. Right. So, this is deep. Deep in Newfaire. The Garden of the Gods. So, in those studies, they ran out of things to do, but did they
Yes.
discover like a purpose for it? Was it just a display or just
I will note, Lucinda herself did not
Mhm.
research this at all. She had just read about it.
Okay.
And because Miriam Takashi is like a famous explorer of Old Fair, she mapped out the labyrinth in detail. But interestingly, her maps don't seem to connect or relate to the labyrinth at all. It doesn't seem like people have tried to access that area and it's completely wrong. But they studied it. They researched what its purpose could have been. It wasn't deemed anything relatively important, but you did read about its insidious laughter. Historically, there are texts about it. And as you are connecting all of these dots, you start to hear a low rumble of laughter.
Mhm.
And this overwhelming wave of dread and despair comes over all of you. As coming from the shadows, as if like rising up from them, you see this little creature just twitching, looking monstrous and terrifying, but small. And it is going to launch itself in your directions. What do y'all do?
Oh no.
Cry. No.
Well, actually, I'll tell you what y'all do. First of all, y'all take a bleed. Please and thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Ruby is a not a frontline fighter. She's a sort of a subtle kind of thing. So I'm going to dive under a table and try and hide.
Valid.
Mhm, mhm.
Go ahead and roll a hide for me, just to see.
It's a 6 on my gilded die.
Incredible. Well done. You are super sneaky as you dive under the table, leaving your friends to fend for themselves.
I've got it covered. I can work.
The room
Uh-huh.
needs to be. It's fine.
Mhm.
If it's leaping at us, Alma is
Mhm.
going to pull out that dagger. And if Ify is like nearby, kind of like step in front,
Mhm.
just to protect in a way. I'm acting like Alma is a bodyguard. Really doesn't have the strength, but yeah, she's just gonna prepare that dagger, brandish it out.
Okay. What would you like to roll here? What are you trying to do?
I think it's more like
I'm
preparing
going to say
to
that the chicken
react
noise that you
kind
hear,
of a
by the way,
thing.
is the laughter. Just so you know, if you can hear the chickens, that's what it sounds like.
Canon,
Exactly.
cool.
And
Uh,
sorry, repeat what you were saying.
no, I was saying it's more like preparing to react. Like she's not
Hmm.
so much going on the offensive in this moment, but if it
Okay.
like comes at us, then she's going to swipe at it, something.
Okay. And because I react to the things that you do, I'm going to say roll a control for me.
Cool. That's my gilded one.
Hey.
Well, one of them anyway. I forgot to gild my focus earlier because I was panicked. Oh, it's a 2 and a 1.
Oh.
So as you step forward to protect Ify, you hear this strange laughter.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea where it's coming from. And so Amma, you step in. Obviously you can hear the directionality, but besides that, there's no flicker, there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
So you step in front of Ify, Amma, and reach up with the knife to kind of protect, and it launches itself onto you and just like doesn't rend or anything like that. It just screeches and cackles in your face as you feel this oomph of despair once again, and you are going to take a bleed as your vision is starting to shift. It's almost like there's a shutter moment of the real world and other. And I want you to tell me, what is Amma most afraid of in this moment? Unconnected to this entity.
Unconnected to this entity.
This isn't fair. No.
What, in general, let's say, what is she most afraid of happening or seeing?
She's afraid of seeing one of them die. Like, not while she can do something. She has to be there so she could do something.
Mm-hmm. And that stuttering vision, you see flashes of Lucinda. She shouldn't be here. She didn't come with you. You see her on the floor, gasping for breath as she is bleeding out. She's dying, and you can't do anything to stop it. You rush forward, even as this entity, like it's stuttering. You see it, you can't, and then it's fully that vision of Lucinda on the ground, and you go and you try to staunch the bleeding, and there's nothing that you can do.
I think Amma is just going to fully collapse onto the ground with that. Like, she's doing the motions like she's trying to, but there's just tears running down her face.
Yeah, and the Ruby, you see, and Ify, you can sense, and you see the flicker of Amma like rushing forward. You can tell that something's wrong. But Ruby, you see her like over something on the ground, like reaching out as if she's trying to help someone. But there's no one there.
What's happening? And Ify will just call out.
So Ruby can tell that Ify is very scared and understands exactly why. I want to
You mean
glance.
Amma?
No, like Evie's like
Oh, okay,
calling for me to explain like
Yeah.
what's happening.
Mhm.
If she glances from under the table that she's hiding to where the empty
Mhm.
case is, how far away is that?
I would say probably about 10 feet. It's a relatively small tent.
And is it kind of like, what's the container like? Is it got a simple door that opens that you would
Yeah.
put the
It's like a glass containment, like a cage. And it has like a sliding door on top.
So knowing that I'm leaving Ify a little bit vulnerable, I'm
Mhm.
wondering if that's the only way to like, if it's been in
Mhm.
there for this amount of time and has not caused any problems, then perhaps maybe putting it back in it will stop all this craziness. So she's going to try and sneak out from her hiding place, grab the thing, and try and trap it
Okay.
inside.
So I'm going to say your choice in this, it is going to be either what do you think it would be out of nerve?
Oh. Could I argue control, because
Mhm.
this is more about actually like, placing it in the thing carefully. It's about
Mhm.
accuracy and
Yeah, accuracy and finesse.
yeah.
Okay, I will allow control.
Okay, I am going to spend that one drive that I managed to get back earlier.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 die. 2 and a 6. So I shall take the 6.
You will take the 6.
Mm.
And so as you are there, you are hearing this cackling laughter. You see Amma on the ground here over someone, and you just grab that case, and like the door's already like ajar. It clearly has been opened, and you just go, and I would say with your gloved hands, you manage to like scruff this thing and get it forced back into this crate, into this case, and slam the door shut without taking any bleed. It was that fast.
So I kind of hug it to me, like as a way
Mhm.
of like trying to keep the door shut. And at that point,
Yeah.
I'm going to immediately like talk to Ify, because I know how scared she must be. I've caught
Mhm.
it in its cage. Get to Armor, see if you can calm her down. I think she's under its spell.
And Ify will make her way to Amma and will
Mhm.
just place her hands on either side of where she believes Arma's form is. We'll just say, Amma, it's okay.
Listen, I'm so sorry.
It's not real.
It's gonna be okay.
It's okay. Just
listen.
you'll be okay. Just listen to my voice, okay? It's not real. Lucinda didn't come with us today.
Can she hear her?
It's faint. It's like it's coming in an echo, not fully there, but you hear her voice. And
Mhm.
I'm going to say, Ify, roll sway for me.
I'm gonna burn a drive.
Mm-hmm.
5.
A mixed success. The echo becomes clearer. You can hear Ify's voice, and something in what she's saying clicks. Excuse me, with you. That being said, you still see her before you on the floor of the tent. And you can't shake that vision. But she's connected. You can hear what Ify is telling you. And it feels somewhere in your core, it feels right. It feels like it makes sense. But you can still see Lucinda on the ground.
Evie.
I'm
Evie?
here. I'm here.
No,
I've got you.
I have to. Lucinda's. She's gonna slip away. I have to do something. I have to try something.
I know you're scared right now. Please believe me when I say that this isn't real.
It feels real. Why does it feel real?
This creature, it's playing tricks on you. Can you feel me holding you right now?
I think
You
so.
can.
I don't see you.
That's fine. Know that my warmth is with you. And will always be with you, okay? You are not alone.
All right. All right. I'm going to try. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to you. I believe you. I believe you. I, I believe
And
you.
Ife's just going to embrace her form and just try and hug her as tight as she can.
And as you do, you embrace Amma. And Amma, you're saying, I believe you, I believe you. The vision of Lucinda on the ground, bleeding out, the blood on your hands that you tried to help her fades into mist. And you can see Ify directly in front of you.
Oh, Evie. And Amma is just going to the sobbing changes from like fear to relief. Oh, Evie. Okay. Oh, I can see you. I can see you. It's gone. It's gone.
It's gone?
It's gone.
That's good.
Oh, that was awful. That was. Thank you so much.
I'm so sorry you went through that.
Where is it? Where is it?
You see Ruby just holding the thing.
Oh, good work. I'm very sorry. That
Why are you
happened.
apologizing?
I don't know.
It's quite a silly thing to do, isn't it?
I suppose so.
You're sure okay?
I will be once my heart calms down.
And Ruby, do you have this thing under control?
If there's a latch on the door, obviously put that down. We need to find some sort of cover, something to. Oh, I don't like even looking at this thing. I'm going to put it back where it belonged. Is it still kind of thrashing about in there and like?
Oh
trying to
yeah,
escape? Yeah.
like trying to get out, but interestingly, with the door closed, you can't hear it.
Okay. I don't know if this has worked. I mean, I was hoping it might turn back into an ornament, but should we see if it's? Perhaps we should check on the fortune teller. And I don't know if this will stop the
Yes.
enchantment.
I feel like maybe we should cover it and bring it with us. Maybe we can give it to Candela to.
Amma will
I don't
take the shawl that she has. Just here, cover something.
Yeah. Tie a kind of handle onto it, sort of thing. So yeah, we can grab hold of it.
Okay.
Did anyone get hurt?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Let's go check on the other tents.
Okay, so
Good
let's
idea.
hop to the fortune teller because that feels like the simpler.
Mhm.
Yuffie has her arm linked with yours, armor, and the hold is tight. Like she doesn't want to let you go.
It's equaled in response.
Yeah.
Ruby's behind the two of you, just hugging this big.
Yeah, and you can feel it like thrashing
Yeah.
and scribbling, but it's covered, so that's nice.
You're gonna
Kind of a
see-
little added security to the latch being done up.
She's flinching and wincing a lot though.
Mm-hmm. So you make your way over to the fortune teller's tent. And as you glance in, the first thing you notice is that all of the cards have dropped to the ground. And you see the fortune teller, shaky hands, kneeling down and picking up one of the cards. Just kind of shakes her head and starts to collect them. The person on the ground is groaning, starting to come to. They touch and wince in pain as they find the cut on their cheek and start to look around, blinking, groggy, uncertain of what happened. The fortune teller looks up and sees the three of you. Are you...
Do you remember my voice?
And she rushes over and does a, like, can I hug you motion.
Amma will nod.
And just, she sees the little hesitancy, just gives a very tight, quick hug, but then releases. I thought that there was a monster coming to attack me. I couldn't see or hear anything else. It had so many legs, so many teeth. It was terrifying. Thank you.
Of course.
What happened? Reminder that no one in Newfaire knows about the bleed, generally.
Something.
Gas leak.
Oh,
I kind of flash Amara a look.
right. A gas leak. That makes sense. Well, I should see if the others are okay. I should see, and she like helps up her client to sitting over back at the table again. You stay right here. I'll be back. And like she has a moment where she like sees the cut and she sees the cut on Alma's chin as well. It's like, but she doesn't say anything. And she goes off and rushes out to the other tents where you can now hear people starting to confused come to, they're starting to leave the tents, starting to get out. It seems that whatever connection this phenomenon had on the carnival is breaking up.
Just as Ruby reminded Amma, she's just kind of gently to people, like whenever she hears someone whispering, it's just like, such strange hallucinations. That gas leak was really, just kind of so people
Mhm.
can overhear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whisper campaign.
Mhm.
And I am not going to make you roll for this because when the unbelievable happens, people will latch on to whatever seems normal, seems plausible, even if it genuinely makes no sense.
Mm.
They will want to accept that. They will want to believe that that is true, especially in Newfaire. Strange gas leaks happen all the time.
Mhm.
And the gates you see are now wide open, and people are slowly starting to come to and leave.
So, I think we need to intern our friend
Yes.
to some new owners.
Ruby's like playing off the whisper campaign, kind of over loudly, sort of saying, "Yep, get this goldfish that I won back home."
Goldfish!
It's the biggest goldfish I've ever seen.
Do you know what? It's a carnival goldfish. I'm not surprised.
But also one that is like occasionally banging and making screeching laughter noises.
Carnival
That's a
goldfish. They're
very
built
strange
different.
goldfish.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, let's get our friend into better hands. And I think I can safely say I would not like to come back to a carnival anytime soon.
Yes, I think maybe a different one day with less of this.
Less burnt sugar.
Absolutely. I suppose we head back.
Mhm.
Yes,
Are you
I
going
assume.
to Fairlight Curiosities?
God, another curio shop.
I realize the hilarity of that situation, but that is what they were called, curiosities.
We have one to deliver, so
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
do. Yeah, we'll
Head
head to the curio.
Mhm. So you head on over to the curio shop, and you find Taryn and Farah sitting at the table in the back. They are just talking quietly to each other, and there's a moment where you see his hand, his glove is partially off. You see something on his skin that's moving, and then he sees all of you and covers it up. Ah, there you all are. I was starting to get worried.
needn't worry about us. It's fine.
Mm,
I've dumped it on the table.
so you say, what is this? Is it safe to take Alma's shawl off of it?
I think so.
Just don't open the box.
I'll keep that in mind. And Farah is like leaning over, trying to get an eye on whatever it is, and he unties it and goes, "Okay, that's a new one. I'm just
Yup.
going to," and he just ties it up again. Does not want anything to do with this. So what happened exactly?
The albino laughing lemur there caused a great bit of well, I can't even call it hysteria. They were actively experiencing hallucinations, all of them.
Right. That is that is concerning. I will get this delivered to the lighthouse, to Candela proper, and we will take care of it one way or
Please,
another.
Okay.
It came from the Garden of the Gods, if that's... I don't know.
Of course it did.
Is that...
What is the Garden of the Gods?
It is a massive sprawling space where quite a bit of things related to bleed have come through.
Right.
It's not the first entity that we've had to contain. And I'm sure that it won't be the last. People are always delving even when they shouldn't. You did well today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks.
Just glad we all made it out.
I am too. I knew you'd be able to do it.
Of course. We never doubted.
Mmm. And he's just staring at Ruby.
Oh, no.
So are we? Should we? I'm gonna go catch the end of the sails. I need to get Armor a new shawl. So I'll. Okay, bye.
Okay. Well,
We do need to catch we have that other errand to run.
right. Yes.
Fairlight, always a
Mhm.
pleasure.
Most of the time.
Did you need
Uh,
anything else
see.
from us?
No, not at all.
Okay. Then we shall bid you goodbye.
Mm. Be safe out there. I'll see you next time.
And Ify will awkwardly step back and then take another step
Mhm.
back and then bump into the wall and then just
Uh-huh.
feel her way to the door and then
Mhm.
step backwards out of the door and then just let it let it close in front of her.
I assume, Emma, that you leave as well? Or
Yes.
okay. And reconvening at the office, or did you want to go to the steel still? It is, I would say, probably around dinner time at this point. It's starting to, the sun is starting to set. It's getting a little bit dark.
It would be a bit inconvenient around this time.
We're probably a bit
Unfortunately, Ify, I think we may have to save that errand for another day. We have lost the light, as it were.
All right. Well, that's perfectly fine. Patience and all that. Armor,
Yes.
if you today was a lot.
It was. Yes.
If you ever want to talk, I'm all ears.
Thank you, Ify. The thing that I saw, it's a bit of it's a fear that I carry with me on every mission that we all do, and so it um
You were calling out
it
Lucinda's name.
yes, Lucinda of all people. um I saw her dying, and I couldn't help her.
Right.
But it's just something that I live with. You know, I practice as much as I can, and I have all my knowledge, and I hope that in the event that something like that does happen, I will be able to do something.
You've kept us well so far. And you will
So far,
continue to keep us well. Because as
I
much as you try
appreciate.
to show you're not sensitive or emotional, I can feel that you care deeply. Anyone who knows you can tell.
Oh, thank you, Yuffie.
Of course.
We should get back to the We should get back and deliver some unfortunate news to our new friend, and then get some rest.
Of course. Let's go.
And so you all head back to the doctor's office. I would say, Ruby, you probably go there as well because you left all of your shopping there.
I did. If I can have 1 minute, I think while that
Yes.
conversation was happening,
Mhm.
because I had left like a little earlier and they were sort of following behind me. A little way up the street, there's a Ruby sort of extricating herself from a young gentleman's grasps.
Yes.
Harry, no, Harry, what? You're a gentleman, not an octopus, aren't you? We can discuss this perhaps after you've done that little thing for me. I want you to go and find out if any of the Weaver families have lost anyone recently. Okay, you can do that for me.
Fine, Miss Ruby. Anything for you.
Good.
And he kind of trails along your jawline to your chin, presses your nose. I'll see you later.
If you get the news.
Oh, I'll get it. Don't worry. And he walks off, just whistling a cheery tune. Apparently, I like people to whistle. And you all, yep. So you all make your way back to Emma's office in the groundswell. And as you are all entering, because I'm assuming that you would have all met up on the walkover, you find Alouette, her form just glowing in the center there, and it gets brighter as the three of you come closer and becomes even more defined, even more precise. You start to see the curves of her features, and you can hear her singing, just to herself, singing, Alouette, gentille Alouette, Alouette, je te plumerai. She turns and sees all of you, and she can see you. And she looks at Ruby and says, I remember. I was the lovely lark. And Ruby, you know that name in an instant. She was the last victim of the wolf before he tried to attack you.
Ruby just falls back into the chair, just speechless at this moment.
Ruby?
I recognize her voice.
What is the lovely lark? I'm lost.
She was a singer. You were a singer, weren't you, Hallowed?
I was the best.
And I think you met him. I think you met a man. A man in a top hat with a cane.
Could you really call that a man? The face, the teeth. He chased me down.
I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how awful that must have been for you. We will make this right.
Why? Why me? Why did he do this?
I have no idea. We will make this right, Albert, I promise.
Thank you.
I look towards Emma and Evie. I think I have something that I'll need to tell you both about. Maybe when Lucinda's here.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I need to tell you.
Okay.
Hallowed was killed by someone who chased me the night that Lucinda found me. You remember when she brought me? I think he's still out there.
Ify, her gaze as she opens her eyes is just kind of focused on the pearls that you carry around your neck. And she's almost trying to see if the protection on it that she placed a long time ago is still there.
You look at this, and I'm not going to make you roll. It is fractured, broken. Whatever protection it had on her is gone.
It's got so cold, hasn't it? Perhaps we should head home. I don't know.
I don't think it's safe for you to be alone right now.
I'll be okay. I mean, where would I go?
You'll stay with me.
Ruby has no strength to argue. Thank you, Emma.
And yeah, Ify's just staring almost angrily at the beads around your neck. And her eyes are just locked on it. Doesn't move.
I feel that's quite a significant thing because Evie doesn't often open her eyes unless she's like performing something of a flicker or bleed related nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't kind of respond to that right now, but kind of drives into Ruby and makes her shiver a bit more.
And we pan out from this scene, from this moment, broadening out into the streets of Newfaire. It is dark. It is coming on night. And we hear a growling rumble of sardonic laughter echoing down a dark alley, eyes glowing golden in the flash of a passing automotive. Darling Ruby with hair so fine, don't you know that you are mine? And that is where we're going to end this session. You gave me a wolf. He is perfection. I had to use him.
Oh boy.
Oh, yay.
So, thank you all so much for playing in this world with me. I love what you did in this session. It was so much fun. And thank you to Free League Publishing for sponsoring Hoard of Tales Women in Gaming Month. You can check out the VOD for the Vesson game on Hoard of Tales' Twitch channel, and I think on YouTube now. I think I saw that post. There are also links to the sponsor in the chat and pinned information about our charity this month. Find out more about Women in Gaming Month streams on the Hoard of Tales social media accounts. I am Anya, and I have been your storyteller this evening. You can find me everywhere at Lalion Cosplay, and I'm also a pro GM on Start Playing Games. Let's see. Things that I'm doing is just the final assignment of this chapter next week, same time, same place. Soon there will be a Serenity RPG in the works, and I'm very, very excited about it. So let's go around with who you are, where they can find you, and what you're doing next. So Ren.
Hi, I'm Ren. You can find me at Allegory of Death on Twitter and at MaskRen on TikTok. Current things I'm doing this next week, and then the latest episode rather of Heart is a Dungeon came out yesterday. So that's the last of my little 3-part arc, so you can listen to that all together. And yes, other things in the future.
Okay, great. Astaroth.
Hello, I am Astaroth. You can find me on all socials, basically as Disasteroth VT. I'm a VTuber, so you can find my content on my YouTube channel, or you can find me here next week, and also on Mystic Muses D&D, which is a new D&D podcast that I am producing. We have 2 episodes out currently. So if you like very easily consumable episodes, because they're only like 30 to 40 minutes long, then you're more than welcome to dive in. Other than that, sleep.
And Sakaya. Sakaya, go for it.
Hi, I'm Sakaya. You can find me on the Transmissions, and we have a brand new podcast coming out on Tuesday. Oh, it's real now. Which is a part of a big ongoing story based on the Liminal RPG. So you can find us there. We also run Dragon Age We stream that on Tuesdays as well. That should be starting very, very soon. And I will be here next week as well because I've got a date with a wolf.
Yes, you do. And that's it from us. So tune in next week for our final assignment for the Circle of Glass and Vapor, which I am calling Unveiling the Unseen. So we will see you next time. Bye.